Okay, any further comments from anybody on that question? No. All right. Any questions from the audience? Please go to the microphone in the middle if you'd like to be recognized. And state your name.
My name is Dan Flory. The United States Postal Service is running a $5 billion budget deficit. Social Security is now paying out more in benefits to retirees that it's taking in from workers. Medicare, Medicaid are all on time, bankrupt. The federal government is hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars bankrupt.
Get to your question, please.
Yeah, why should I have any confidence that the federal government can run health care when every other program it has is bankrupt? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ross.
I don't think they're having any trouble running Medicare or the Veterans Administration. I think that they could do one thing that I'd like to see that would save them a lot of money. In about somewhere around 30 to 40% of people in hospitals are there because of what happened to them in hospitals. In other words, they generate about half of their own business, and they get paid for it by Medicare. Now, if they didn't get paid for it, that would save money and probably a lot of lives at the same time. So that's one reform of Medicare I'd like to see. But I think the federal government in general can do a very good job if we got some of the party politics out of the picture, because I haven't heard anybody say, I'm throwing my Medicare card away, nor have I seen anybody say, I've had it with the Veterans Administration.
Thank you, Mr. Blevins.
I just simply say that I would agree with the gentleman. I don't have confidence that the government can run private enterprise either. They can't even run themselves or govern themselves as prescribed in the Constitution.
Thank you, Mr. Mocheri.
We have a $3 trillion surplus in Social Security. It's projected to grow to nearly $5 trillion by 2025. We're in a downturn because of coming out of this recession where more folks are now using it. Social Security is solvent for decades to come, first of all. Secondly, we need to set the out-of-bounds markers. Government has a responsibility and a role to act as a referee. We set the goalposts, set the out-of-bounds markers, let the free market operate in between, but be a good referee. When someone goes out of bounds, throw the flag. And we can have a debate whether those markers are here or much further. But I think we should be throwing the flag when insurance companies are dumping people from their insurance, even though they've paid their premiums on time and they committed the sin of getting sick. I think insurance companies need to be held to account because they are overcharging small businesses, they're overcharging working families, and making our nation uncompetitive. We're competing against nations that either completely subsidize their health care through their government, or they don't care whether their workforce has a pension or whether they have some sort of standard of living. The middle class in our country is what has made our country strong.
Thank you, Mr. Renacci.
I too am going to agree with the gentleman. The government cannot run these programs. Amtrak loses approximately $30 per passenger, I read. You know, our postal service is losing money. In the Social Security system, we have passed the tipping point. We have more going out that's coming in today. And why? It's because of employment. Our employment numbers are down. We can fix and do a lot if we can get government to back off, if we can get employment back, if we can get small business employing people, if we can get the economy growing again. We can do a lot to fix things, but we got to get the government out of the way. And I agree 100% with you. The government cannot operate these businesses. They need to get their hands out of them. And we need to be able to, and by the way, my opponent will probably say I want to privatize Social Security. That's the furthest from the truth, the absolute furthest from the truth. He'll take a sound bite and say those things. But I believe that's the one thing the government needs to continue to do. It needs to continue to make sure it guarantees the contract it's made under Social Security.
Okay, further comments?
May I respond?
Mr. Bocheri?
Thank you. When you hear those code words, get government out of the way, what does that mean? It means take the referee off the field. We tried that 10 years ago when we allowed Wall Street to do whatever they want. They made bad bets. They brought our economy to its knees. We tried that. The oil industry right now, they didn't have a backup pump to the backup pump in the Gulf of Mexico. And what happened? The referee was off the field, and now we had a disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. You want to take referees off the field so folks can go back to getting dumped on their insurance even though they've paid their premiums? I mean, this is a clear contrast between our two candidacies with this. Now, with respect to Social Security, let's just be clear. It's not me who's saying that Mr. Renacci wants to privatize it. The Cleveland Plain Dealer came out today and said this was one of the biggest flops in Ohio politics today. He has said on his website he doesn't want to privatize Social Security, but signed 2 agreements with Dick Armey's group that's running attack ads against me right now, and also on the Project Vote Smart. So check the Cleveland Plain Dealer out today. They said Jim Renacci has come down on both sides of privatizing Social Security. It's in today's Plain Dealer. Thank you.
Other comments?
Yeah, I would like to respond. Clearly, read the Plain Dealer, because you'll see that it says Jim Renacci clearly has said he does not want to privatize Social Security. Now, on the government side, Mr. Boccieri always talks about the football field and the referees. The problem is, his idea of that is, let's set the boundaries. They did it in a health care bill, a 2,000-page health care bill that I guarantee you Mr. Boccieri does not know what's in every page of that health care bill, because most don't.
We have to be covered.
But here's the issue. What he wants to do, he doesn't want to only throw the flag. They want to run in. Now look, boy, bad insurance companies are raising premiums. They set the field. They set the boundaries. Now what they want to do, bad insurance companies, let's go in there again. Let's take out their quarterback. Let's remove their defense. That's the problem. The government continues to come in and in and in. I don't mind setting boundaries. I do believe there needs to be boundaries. The problem with Mr. Boccieri's ideas are we need to get in there after we set the boundaries and change the team.
Other comments?